Joined from Ottawa by Lloyd Axworthy, former Foreign Affairs Minister to the Chrétien government. Good morning and welcome back to your morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie.
I want to jump right into the report. Eurasia Group says the revolution is driven by Trump's attempt to systematically dismantle the checks on his power, capture the machinery of government, and weaponize it against his enemies. I feel like we're seeing some of that play out in the first few days of this new year. Where is our country most vulnerable to U.S. political upheaval?
Well, I'd like to begin with the interview you just had with the representative from Greenland, because that to me is becoming a choke point for us and for many other countries. We need to be able to stand up, not just to the militarization going on inside the United States, but clearly the Trump administration has a view that they are the masters of the Western Hemisphere, and they can do what they want to whomever they want, whenever they want, in terms to meeting their requirements of, quote, national security. Well, we've seen very continually the breaking up of the ability to maintain that security, and I think where I say Greenland's important is that our foreign minister is visiting there in a short time. We should be carrying a message of partnership, not with the United States, because I think if there's a flaw in that Greenland MP's point, is to think that there is, they've got friends, right. And maybe they do, but the reality is Trump has no interest whatsoever in providing independence for Greenland. We've seen what he's just done in Venezuela. We're taking it over, we're running it, we're using to sort of exploit their resources, and he will do the same thing on Greenland. And for us as Canadians, that means he's going to have a chokehold on the Arctic itself, and that's our backyard.
It is our backyard, and at the closest point, Canada and Greenland are 26 kilometers apart. Listen, that's because right. our interview went longer with the MP, I do have less time for you, but I do want to jump ahead and talk about the report and the vulnerabilities it outlines for us here in Canada. We talk about geopolitical risks. Greenland could potentially now be one of them. Are there any that the report doesn't highlight, or are there any that you would like to express this morning that Canada should really be honing in on?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, I think there's a couple of things. One is the report, as I read it, certainly identifies many of the serious risks, challenges, but the response is missing. Number one, Canadians have to be much more engaged in this issue. We are facing very, very major challenges, major changes. I think right now there isn't enough effort to incorporate Parliament, which represents people, to get Canadians interested in what exactly is it that we are going to have to face, what sacrifices or what changes are required. This can't be something that is simply sort of managed in a very small group in the Prime Minister's office. I think there has to be a much broader sense of engagement of Canadians. That, to me, is crucial. To be effective in response to these issues, you have to bring Canadians along with you. And secondly, there wasn't the mention, which I think is serious omission, of our partnerships. One thing that Trump is trying to do is to break down all the architecture that we've spent a lot of time building, right, to put restraints on great powers, to ensure that there are treaties and agreements that make for cooperation agreements, whether it's on climate or on trade or on military security. And I think that those are things that really we have to let our diplomatic system go full Monty on this. And then at the same time, we're cutting it back on the budget. There's some contradictions, I think, that need to be resolved.
Lloyd Axworthy joining us live from Ottawa this morning. We appreciate your insights and also your responses to our previous interview. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, Anne-Marie, nice to be here. Thank you.